Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie, and we're with the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance. Hello, everyone.
Hello, and hello, Callie.
Hello, Allie.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing fine.
What's new? Oh, I'm still rehearsing.
You are?
Actually, no, I'm not. By this time, May 5th, I think
the show will be running.
I think I have a couple more shows left.
Yeah.
So I'm in Sunday in the Park with George. If you haven't heard, I think you have. Please come.
If you're listening.
If you're listening, please come. And if you haven't bought tickets.
To Italy.
And then I'm going to Italy. Yes. But if you haven't bought tickets, make sure you use my code name, Callie, Callie, and you'll get a discount on tickets.
I got a discount
on mine. Show's really great. I bet you even know Amy DeRozzi.
I do, yep.
Yes, she's the lead in our show. Wow. So it's a great show, beautiful music. We had an orchestra rehearsal last night, and it made me cry. Shocking.
Of course it did. Oh, I'm so surprised.
Because I cry at the drop of a hat. Anyway, it's beautiful, and the costumes are gorgeous, and it's fun.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I hope people get it. It's an interesting show, so it's
I'll have to give Kevin a little background.
Yeah, it'll help.
Yeah.
But it's a great show. So that's what I've been doing. I'm just rehearsing. I did a little art project, and I'm going to do some more art as soon as I have a little more time. So,
nice.
And what are you up to, Missy?
Well, my jungle is growing in the sunroom, and I'm ready to plant those plants in the ground. But of course, it's a little too early.
Yeah.
But
don't we have to wait till after Mother's Day? That's what I've always heard.
Yeah, but I'm going to have, my beds are going to have metal sides. And if I use these giant...
heating?
No, magnets. Then I can cover it and have the magnets on. So earlier in May, I can probably get some of the things out there.
Oh, that's nice. That's good to know.
But I need the beds.
Oh, I was going to say gardening tips with Allie.
And therein is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can get my husband to help me build them. This weekend is supposed to be really pretty, so I'm hoping.
Cool.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and other than that, I've just been painting and painting and painting.
Yeah, that beautiful room.
Yep.
That's very cool.
I know, it's really fun.
I know.
So, anyway. But you know what I really love to do?
I know.
I love to eat.
So do I.
And there is an art to making good food.
Yes, this is part of culture.
It is. Yes, it is.
It's art and culture.
So we're really excited to have Adam Hegsted here today with us.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for
we're
being
so
here.
glad.
Can't wait to talk about food.
I know. I first met Adam when I used to do Art on the Edge, and we would do summer camps, and we would have chefs come in and work with the kids, and Adam came in and worked with the kids, volunteered for a day to help the kids make lunch for everybody in the camp.
That's where I met my wife, too.
I know, and that's where she met Jenny.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know, it's very cool. So
when
anyway.
Yeah, matchmaker, make
Benefits of giving, right?
That's right. That's right. So how did you get interested in becoming a chef? When did it start?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I would cook a lot with my mom, like baking and doing things like that. I was always sort of interested in it. I was mostly interested in eating.
Right.
It's a pretty chubby kid.
What do they say about chefs if they're skinny?
Chef?
Yeah, watch out.
Skinny chef. Yeah.
The food's not good, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there's a fine line there. You don't want an obese chef either.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so healthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just always loved cooking, and I didn't know that was what I wanted to do as a job. I really loved art. I've always loved to paint, and so pretty much through high school, I did a lot of all the art classes I could do. Mm-hmm. And then when I got to my senior year, I got to go into it's called Skills Center. It's in Spokane. I think it's called something else now, but they had a graphic design program and a chef's cooking. And so I did graphic design for a little bit. At the time, the computers were really slow.
Right.
And so it just took forever to like do any kind of art. And so it was like too slow paced for me.
You're like,
and so I was like, okay, well, then I tried chef's training. At the same time, I was a dishwasher at Marie Callender's.
Oh, yeah.
And was like kind of moving my way up through that restaurant, learning every aspect. Like I was like the brunch cook, and then I moved up to the line, and then worked at the front of the house. And then the more I got into it, the more I liked doing it. And then I was doing the thing in high school at the same time. And then my mom wanted me to go to college, and so I went to SCC, went to the chef's program there. And like the more I learned, I kept like learning. The more I like got more passionate about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I ended up going to the Art Institute of Seattle, and going to school, another school there after graduating from SCC to learn a little more. And again, it's like...
And the Art Institute in Seattle had a culinary program?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so I got two-year degrees but it's, because I already had graduated from the community college program here in Spokane. When I was there, I kind of got to take the top off, like kind of be able to get all the cream off of there, because I kind of had the basics down, and everyone else is still, trying to figure that out. And then between working and going to school, I got to go to the library, and I just studied every chef and every cookbook in the library there, because I had about like 2 hours every day. And it's just, that's really, I think, where I developed my passion. Is like, I was just like, it was neat reading about other chefs and like seeing what they did in their kitchens and seeing like their styles from all around the world. So, and it just grew, and it still grows. I mean, I'm still like always interested in learning. There's just an endless amount of like knowledge out there. So.
And you have a variety of restaurants.
That's probably why.
And that's what's so great is there's so many different, styles. You know.
I mean, a smart person would probably just do one restaurant over and over. And
where's
like
the
lean
fun
on
in
that success. Just like just start over from scratch every time.
There's no fun in that. Come on.
But it's always different and new, and that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
I was reading about your Eat Good group, and I love what it says online. It says, devoted to serving delicious food while celebrating the inland Northwest and continuing to be a pioneer of culinary innovation, telling the unique stories on inland Northwest neighborhoods with nostalgic foods and bold flavors and old world cooking techniques.
Yep, that's it right there.
Nice.
Yep, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like, how do you make a Spokane experience? How do you, like, when you go in, or in a Northwest experience, how do you, when you go into our restaurant in Honey, how do you not make it like Red Robin all around the world or whatever?
Right,
and you use local ingredients, you like showcase things that are local to here. So when you go to one of our restaurants, you're having that experience here in the Northwest instead of anywhere else in the world. And so that's kind of, we really lean on that because I think it makes it, special and kind of stand out a little bit. Well, and obviously it's nice to help other people, your neighbors, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So you probably have a ton of contacts in the community.
So many,
Yeah.
I have a couple favorites at Honey. First of all, the fried chicken.
The fried chicken we worked on that for quite a while.
Yeah, that's to die for.
The real trick is not just making fried chicken, but getting it out, like, because fried chicken takes like 30 minutes to cook. So it's like making it so that it's still like hot and cooked all the way through in like 15 minutes, right? So you're like getting it to a customer in 15 minutes, because no one's going to wait like 35 minutes for chicken. So it's very tricky.
It is. And the other one is...
People don't think about that very much.
I know. The other one you have is so good as the appetizer, the bacon wrapped.
Oh, bacon wrapped dates.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. You gotta have you had those?
I haven't.
Oh my God, they're so
you gotta
good.
go try them.
You gotta go have them.
We have McGill the Unicorn too.
Oh yeah. So let's name some of your restaurants. Okay. So what's in Coeur d'Alene?
So Honey Eatery and Social Club. So upstairs is, we've done so many different iterations. Like we've had a kind of a nightclub thing downstairs, and we've had a craft cocktail bar down there. But what we've done is we really wanted to focus on the main floor, like putting all of our energy towards that, because it's really difficult to run all that restaurant. It's a huge place. And so we focused all of our energy on the main floor to get like this sort of comfort food, incorporating in the Northwest ingredients. And then downstairs we're doing mainly events down there. So, and we'll do like ticketed events, and also like catered things. So
last year we did the speakeasy there,
and it was
pretty amazing.
Cool.
It was super fun. Yeah. Okay, and now where else? Any
So
any
in
others?
Post Falls is Republic. The Republic Kitchen.
I love Republic.
Yeah, it's our little neighborhood
So
hub.
good. You have that deck outside. You can sit outside.
I know it's nice out there.
Oh, it's good.
You know what I miss though is the fried avocado sandwich.
Oh, well, it'll come back, I'm sure.
Oh,
We
good.
always rotate things. So.
Good.
Seasonal. It's seasonal.
It's seasonal.
It's seasonal,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
that's
You
fair.
know, restaurant talk. It's seasonal. Come on. Come on. I worked in restaurants for 20 years. You gotta do it. Okay, and then we go into
Well, we have Laughing Dog and Sandpoint, the other direction. so north.
yeah, Laughing Dog. Now that's a newer one.
Yep, we've been doing it for about a year or so now, or maybe a year and a half, and Summit Cider as well, which was started in Coeur d'Alene. And just been working on consistency, the quality, make sure the product is
And that's not just the food. That you're also doing the beer, everything.
Yeah, and we've got some amazing awards. We've got international awards for our Bulldog Brown that just came out.
I love a brown.
Yep, gold medal.
Where is it? I'm going to Sandpoint. What's the address?
It's right on the Schweitzer Cutoff Road, so it's on the Schweitzer Plaza,
Okay.
right across on that cross.
Okay,
Oh, cool.
I know where that is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
So things are pretty great there, and it's
then-
been interesting to run. I mean, obviously all of the restaurants are completely different than that, but
Right.
we do have food there. Before, I think when we first started there, they only had fried food, so now we have a kind of a full kitchen there, and we're working on developing the flavors as far as the beer and the ciders, and kind of changing things up a little bit.
right. And then you've got in Spokane.
Spokane. So heading from Republic, then we
Heading
have
up.
La Catering Company, which is over in the valley and at Center Place Event Center.
Oh.
We have Good Foods, which is we do some salads for Rosars and Super One, and we'll be doing hummus soon there. So you'll see in Rosars Super One.
Oh,
you'll see
nice.
our hummus
Yum.
from Baba, which is a restaurant in Kendall
Oh,
Yards.
yes, in Kendall
Mediterranean
Yards.
restaurant.
Yes.
We have Gilded Unicorn, which is a craft cocktail bar, which is in the basement of the Montvale Hotel.
Couldn't get in there. Every time I try to go, it's full. I
Really?
I sat at the bar once because we were going to see a show, one of the theaters, and had a great cocktail. Slammed one down, and it was like in the food. The smell of the food is like
Amazing.
yeah, and
It's such a funky spot too.
it's such what
It's
a
like-
cool space.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
That's a
You
we
know, it
gotta,
feels like an old Spokane. Like it's
Yeah.
very, like it's the oldest building in Spokane. It used
Is
to be
it?
the boiler room. Yeah, of the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
it's
cool.
It's really cool. We need to go.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to have like a
Let's just go do an eating day.
Yeah, you should.
We'll spend the whole day eating.
an eating and drinking day.
Yeah.
It's for the arts and culture.
It is.
We're doing it for
We're doing
you.
some
To
research.
experience it. To experience it.
That's really good, though. I love that building, though. That's very cool.
So that's downtown Spokane.
Yep.
And then we had Incrediburger, which we just we closed that down. Oh, I don't know, maybe a year ago, or maybe not quite that long, and turned it over to España. So I'd visited Spain a few times, and I really loved the food there and kind of
wow.
the atmosphere, and so I wanted to bring that back to Spokane, and so that's where I created this tapas-style restaurant.
Nice.
So that's tapas.
And then next to Baba is Yards Brunchin, which is our kind of a modern diner. It's like all the classic diner foods but made from scratch. And then in the Perry Street district is Francaise, which is our
French.
French restaurant.
That's the one Trish talked about.
Oh, right.
So you have España, Spain, Francaise, French. It's
Love
just
it.
easier to name that way.
Yeah, right. No, that's
Well, what's
perfect.
left?
Don't get complicated. I don't know. I mean,
Well, Baba is in Kendall Yards,
Yeah.
and that's a top. Isn't that
Mediterranean.
top? Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yep. So
And
it's
then-
more like Greece, and it's basically all the countries around the Mediterranean. So there's a little bit of Moroccan, a little bit of Greek, Turkish, a tiny bit of Italian. It's got a little bit of everything in there.
I can't wait. We were going to go there recently, and
Yeah, we
didn't-
couldn't get in.
yeah.
It was full.
right.
So we went to Kendall.
Well, now you know
Yes.
somebody. You just be like, hey.
Hey, Adam.
No, I'm just kidding. I
They'll be
doesn't
like,
actually
Oh, I
work.
will. I'll text you, Adam.
I'll
Can
be
you
like,
get us
oh yeah, I'll call and get your name on the list.
We know somebody.
right? Yeah.
Just a little-
And then you have Chinook at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Yep. And so I was at the casino for 5 years as the executive chef there, and they wanted to do something with their steakhouse out there, and because it was kind of up and down in business, and so I helped work with them to train the chefs in the front of the house and create a program there, so we have high quality steakhouse out there.
At the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
That's it.
I did a commercial for that
I
once.
was fortunate enough to get to go to their opening.
Oh, okay.
And that was really fun. Adam was there. He came to all the tables and said hi to people,
Very
which
nice.
always makes you feel good.
Yeah.
That's
Eating
cool.
and drinking. And
Yeah, it's fun.
Is that the one with the courtyard with the fireplaces?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had appetizers
It's,
there.
it's a really beautiful place.
Yeah, that's
It
very.
is.
How do you sleep?
I know.
I have a great team. I mean, that's really the truth of it, is that we have such good people, and we have a great chef and a manager at each place. And then we have kind of some executive team members. There's a floating chef and our chef de cuisine of the company and general manager. And so everybody kind of just pitches in, but it ends up being, everyone to collectively, with all of our experience, we are all, whenever there's some sort of an issue, we can okay, we're having an issue over here, then all of us kind of focus on that and fix that.
Right.
And we're usually, when you're in a restaurant and you're just there, you have a problem, there's no help. And so we're a little bit rare in that, is that we can move people around a little bit and help where, if our chef quits or sous chef quits or they move on or whatever. We're not in a place where we have to just grab anybody, because we can have, someone else from a different restaurant fill in, or have collectively we could figure it out. And so it kind of helps a little bit
That's
for
good.
consistency, and things
That's
like
really
that.
fortunate,
Yeah.
because right now I
It's
feel
tough.
like
It's
restaurants
hard.
are really struggling with staff.
No, even last year we really did struggle. I mean, it was tough to find enough employees. Especially when you have, like Gazer and Black Rock, they're paying double what
Right.
we normally would, just because they need it for a short period of time and not as many people.
Yeah.
But it's tough it pulls away from the downtown,
Sure.
for
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's hard to compete with that when you're already have high cost of goods and high cost
Right.
of labor and all those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, it's Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. We are North Idaho's specialty coffee roaster. We are homegrown and we are local. We love coffee and we love our community, especially Allie and Callie in ArtCast. We have a retail space in our roastery in Hayden, and we can also be found on the shelves at Super One and Yolks. And if you like to buy coffee online, we do offer subscriptions. You can find us at tubbscoffeeroasters.com. Support arts and culture and your local roaster. That's all.
All right. Well, I want to know what sets you apart from other restaurants.
It's our people. I mean, as I just alluded to that, but so when the restaurant business is not the most friendly business. It's small, it's tight margins, but what I always wanted to create was really a company for our people. So we have benefits and 401k, and we have all the things that you would get at a normal job, but at a restaurant.
Right.
We pay a little bit better. We try to take care of our employees, actually care for them instead of just grind through, which is normally how a restaurant works.
Right.
And so I think that that is really help us grow for sure, because we have people that have been working with us since the beginning, and they, whether they stay at that same restaurant or they move around to the other one, and kind of we create new opportunities for them. And I think that's what really has helped us.
Get some loyalty, which is nice.
Yeah.
And that's hard. It's a hard business.
Yeah.
It's a super tough business.
Yeah, it's
And if
hard.
people ask me, and they're I'm gonna start a restaurant. I'm like, no, don't do
Have
it.
fun with that.
It's so hard. It's terrible.
10, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
I know my dad, he started a restaurant in the 70s when he was going through a midlife crisis. And it was called the Rodeo Restaurant in Jackson Hole. We lived in Jackson Hole. It did well for a couple of years, and then it didn't. And then we had a fireworks stand next to it that did more money than the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then it was it's time to sell the restaurant.
Yeah, right.
It's time to just- when you're selling fireworks, and it's time to
Yeah,
get
it's
out.
the margins are tight, and you work a ton, and it's just a tough business.
Yeah,
You're
it's-
at the whims of, the cost of your goods and all those things, and if you're not catching it fast enough, and plus, you have employee issues all the time. It's whether someone's going to show up or stealing or whatever.
You're always working.
It's a lot of stuff.
And how'd you survive the COVID?
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah.
That
I
was
think
hard.
the service industry had the toughest time. For sure.
Well, so when COVID first came out, I was well, let's just keep, we can pare it down a little bit.
Right.
So for a month, we just kind of ran on lower staff, and then it just business kept dropping off. So we lost $80,000 in in like 60 days.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay.
okay, we have to like, get rid of everybody. Everybody is just basically,
You gotta lay them off.
yeah. It was like
Right.
every single management person it was just those two people working the restaurant for to-go food only, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so it was tough, but we figured it out. And really the thing that got me through was like, my idea was like, okay, I just need to get this to survive so that when these people, when we're done with this, then they have a job to come to.
Yes.
And so that was really our focus, is doing that. And so, and most of the people came back. So
Yeah. Well,
I remember when you had the bus outside of, or bus, I don't know which, food truck outside of Honey.
oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, yay. Because
Yeah.
I was so sick of eating my own food.
Oh yeah. I think everybody got there.
I was like, please, just somebody open anything.
Yeah,
I
right.
just
Yeah.
want something different.
Well, and we did a little bit of we did some food boxing for people in need as well, and so
Yeah.
that was like right when COVID started. We were like, how can we help our people, like
Right.
our restaurant people? And so we were doing a lot of food for people that were out of jobs or out of work, and then we ended up doing some emergency food boxing through WSDA and USDA, shipping food out to all of Washington and Montana. So that was pretty interesting.
That's cool.
one thing that I thought was really creative was when all of the restaurants, or not all of them, but a lot of you guys came up with the to-go cocktails.
Oh yeah.
And that was brilliant.
Yeah.
'cause-
I was sad to see that go.
I know. They just got it back in Washington. I was like, come on, Idaho.
Come on, bring it back.
I know.
It'd be
That
so
was
much-
awesome.
Yeah, we went and got margaritas. Remember that day?
We did. Yep.
I know, it was nice. We were living up in Hayden at the time, and just go to the porch and get food to go, and then grab 2 drinks to go. It's like, oh, this is great.
It's like living in New
Exactly.
Orleans,
Yeah.
Right?
drinking on the streets. Love it.
Let's talk about the creativity of making food, though.
So yeah, that's always tricky, and that's something we have to teach. Like when we get somebody, it sounds like really fun and it'd just be intuitive, but it's like really a collection of how do you like go work for somebody else and learn their food styles, and then not like just adapt that all for yourself. Like how do you have to kind of take the things that you've eaten and tried, that experience that you've learned, or any techniques that you've learned, like books you're reading, things you're seeing, like current stuff, you meld it all together and to make your own style, with the ingredients that are in your environment. And so that's like what each restaurant we say, like, okay, we sit down with the chef, like, okay, here's we're at Baba. Okay, we have to go to the Mediterranean. We're thinking about doing a salad. Okay, let's do some research on some classic salads from Turkey. And then we'll grab those kind of ideas, and then we'll take ingredients that are similar to that, or in seasonal with Northwest. So really we start with kind of the idea of the restaurant, then we work backwards from seasonality. So we say, okay, what's in season today? And then we fill in the gaps with the menu items, based on authenticity or the season or things like that. But it's kind of multifaceted, but it's not as intuitive as you would think it would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine there's a lot of experimentation going on.
Yeah, there is a lot. And I would say that I would say probably 20% of our menu is stuff that we know is probably not going to be super, like, not everyone's going to buy. It's just stuff that we want to try that's a little bit unique and fun.
Right.
And we think is delicious, but maybe not everyone will.
Right.
Not everyone's going to buy pork cheeks or, something funky like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Like the fried avocado sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we'll always have something, mostly for everybody. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure there's always like a vegetarian. There's always something for someone who's like steak and potato person.
A little variety.
It's still having our own like style and authenticity to each place, but still having something for everybody. So.
Right. Well, I love the fact that you've got your team and that you all work together and collaborate. So it's not just you going in saying, okay, we're doing it this way. And I think
that's part of it too, is they have to have their own thumbprint on it. Like the manager, the bar manager, the chef, they all have to like have their say in it. So when I leave, they're not like, this sucks, or whatever. They're just like,
I don't like what
I'm gonna do
Adam
my own
does.
thing anyway.
Yeah, right.
They are like actually want to do that because that was their idea. Yeah. Or it's a collaborative effort, and that's usually the best menus come out of that anyway.
Right.
Because we're all like, maybe they'll think of something that I wasn't thinking about, or they'll bring something up that, is either a hiccup when the cooking or like the way that things are running or whatever. So, and I could be like, here's some great, fantastic idea. I want you to make pasta to order or something, and they're like, no, that sucks.
Right.
I don't want to do that.
Then we meet somewhere in the middle.
Right.
That's
But
great.
so you're obviously not at every restaurant every day.
Yeah.
How do you manage all that?
So, I mean, really my job is to run the business. Like, I need to make sure that everybody has a job and that we keep the doors open. But the vision and direction are kind of where I keep everybody in line. So, okay, we'll say, okay, we're going to do a new menu. It's springtime or whatever, and we want to run this in 5 weeks. So we look at what we think will be seasonal and coming in, and then we build the menus off of that. So I say, here's the items based on sales, what we should get rid of, and then what do you think are some good replacements? So they give me like a bunch of ideas, and then I sit down with our chef de cuisine. We decide kind of what goes on the menu, and then between me and him, we write the recipes. So that's kind of the flow of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we do a tasting, and then we hand that all off to the chef or the bar manager or whoever, and then we go do a tasting at some set time before that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I am available to volunteer for any of those tastings.
All right. Yeah, my daughter went to one. She was like, I want to go another day where you have a whole like giant table full of food. I was like, all right. Because it's like a huge table. Just
Like,
it's just
that sounds.
the customers are like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, we volunteer. To say yay.
I'd be like, yep, let's do it. Food and drink. I like it all.
Exactly.
As it shows. I don't have a problem.
I know.
Yeah.
I keep complaining about this big belly. I can't seem to do anything about it. Well, we know you've gotten a lot of awards. I know from experience that your food is amazing.
Thank you.
But probably the most notable one is the James Beard Award.
Yeah.
You were a semi-finalist.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed to read you were one of 20, but there were 20,000 submissions.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
pretty crazy.
impressive.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and previously, the Northwest has really never been recognized. And so, I mean, it's only like the last 10 years we have been recognized on a national scale. And, we've gotten written about in Wall Street Times and Los Angeles Times, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. And so it's like been really neat to see that we are growing into a culinary destination.
A foodie place.
Yeah, and that's only through, I think, everyone like doing a little bit, right, and everyone like putting effort forth. Because before there was no like chef-owned restaurants. It's just like all corporate places or whatever, and now you have like Bluebird and Syringa, and you have some people that are taking some chances and risks,
right,
and making a little bit of difference, obviously.
Right. So you're up there with Portland and Seattle, and that.
Well, we don't have that many people, but we're trying to.
Yeah.
And that's it really came out of about I don't know how long ago, a long time ago. Let's see, maybe 15 years ago. A bunch of us chefs met at this farm called Quilsasket, and we all talked about like why are we in this era? Like I think an article came out, The Golden Age of Dining in Portland, and we're like, how come we can't do that? And so we all kind of took on something. I did Wandering Table. That's when I started Wandering Table.
Oh, right.
Pop up where I do a dinner once a month for 30 people at random locations all over the Northwest. David Blaine did a burger pop-up, and everyone kind of did a little bit of their own thing, and it slowly became something real.
Right.
Terrain was started about that time too. Big Table, which is like a benefit for hospitality workers. Terrain is the arts organization in Spokane. They're all sort of started up at that same time, but it just took like a conscious effort, and it's not, in the beginning, it's not very fun to start something like that.
Right.
It's like, it's tough.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, for no
It is
money.
a lot.
For no money. It's a lot of giving,
It's
not
all
a lot
the
of getting.
passion.
Yeah. Actually, Eco Group, we're at like 10 years, I think, in May. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's great.
The Wandering Table is something that you have also donated to organizations to use as a live auction item.
Yeah, we do a lot of that.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that we may not have like $10,000 to give, but we can definitely help raise $10,000.
Right.
And so as much as I can, as we try to donate a dinner or we try to donate gift cards or whatever it is, to try and add back to the community that way, and especially with ties of people that we have specific ties with. I mean, that's obvious and easy for us to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're incredibly generous with
Yes.
it. Great.
Hey, ladies, have you heard about NIA yet? Hi, I'm Marilee Wallace, and I'm a proud board member of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and owner of NIA. That's short for the North Idaho Alliance. We specialize in leadership development, specifically focused in connecting women to programs, workshops, and networking to educate, empower, and enrich their lives. Our goal is to make positive impacts in the community while helping other women in North Idaho succeed. Next up is our annual Onward and Upwards Women's Conference set for May 24th, and our new event, Women with Cool Jobs, scheduled for early summer. And then keep a lookout to register for our super popular Women of Impact Leadership Roundtable series. That begins every September. So I hope you'll look us up. We're at thenorthidahoalliance.com. Find us on Facebook or just give us a call, 208-660-1557. Go out and make it an impactful day.
We have to mention something about Crave.
Yeah,
So tell us about Crave.
So we started Crave Festival about 4 years ago, I think. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Kind of blurs together, but I had the catering contract at Center Place, and Tom Stebbins came up and asked me. He does events. It's called Vision Marketing. Does a golf show in Boise and Spokane. He asked me what he thought about doing an event, a food event, and so I had already had this idea. I've been to South Beach Food and Wine and Feast in Portland. They're like big food festivals there, and I always wanted to do one in Spokane because I thought it would be great push for like moving the culture forward, like the food and hospitality culture. And so I was like, yeah, great, I have an idea. You do the back end of it, I'll get the people here. And so we ended up doing it, and it was incredibly expensive and difficult the first year. I was like, he wanted to do like 1 day thing, and I did like 4 days and 2 events each day, and it was like crazy hard. And so then the next year we pared it down a little bit. It was still really hard, and then COVID hit. That was year, I don't know, 3 maybe. And then so we didn't do it that year, and then we came back and we did one day, and it sold out like super fast.
Wow.
And then last year we did it, and it sold out right away. So we went back to 3 days last year. But I think really what our purpose there is to like help kind of show off our food scene, and like on a national level or at least a regional level.
Right.
It's kind of show off like the chefs and, the beverage makers, the producers, the artisans in our area, and to kind of showcase them. And really, it's a nonprofit, and so really we're just there to like highlight everybody that's being a part of the event, the breweries and all those things. And so I think it's really exciting time for us to be together as chefs and artisans and things like that. But also, not only that do we get to hang out together, but we're serving all these people and kind of showing off a little bit.
When is it?
In July. So it's like July 14th, somewhere around there.
Oh, wow.
3 days.
Right around my birthday.
Oh, Callie.
It's like on this beautiful lawn, this landscape in Center Place. It's really nice.
Oh, fun.
And then off of that, we ended up doing a TV show. So I have Crave TV, which is on with Chandler Baird. She's the co-host, and we do every Sunday at 6 p.m.
Really?
On Fox, yep.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have
It's
to
on
watch
after
that.
football, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's probably why I missed it. Football.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
And so that's been going really well, and it's getting picked up in Montana. It's been picked up in Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Moses Lake, Yakima. Getting picked up on the west side of Washington as well. So
That's fun.
Vancouver, BC.
Ooh.
Well, I love it when chefs come together and compete. Not really compete against each other, but it's kind of it's like just a little rivalry thing going on. And we used to do that with the Mardi Gras. We did the Cajun cook-off, and that was fun. And Adam won almost every time.
I got pretty lucky there.
That. Yes.
Yeah, well, I've been in the area working in Coeur d'Alene for a very long time. Let's see. 2001 probably, or something like that. I was at Cedars restaurant with I actually started with Black Rock.
Oh yeah.
And then I worked with the owner for a while, for a year, while they were getting people to buy land at Black Rock. And then he ended up buying Cedars, and then I took over Cedars after that. and then I ended up going to Brick's restaurant, which is Honey.
Oh, I got
Honey.
my worst last drunk was at
Brick's.
Oh boy.
Bricks. I should have been pulled over.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was bad.
We'll cut that one out.
Hold up.
In case there's like retro.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you admitted it.
That was her. It was her.
Yep. And then, so that's kind of when and then I went to the casino after that. Actually,
Right.
I started a restaurant in downtown called Piastra, where, what's the place down there now?
It's
Scratch, not collective kitchen.
Yes.
Scratch.
It used to be Scratch.
Right.
It was
It's
Scratch.
been everything.
It was saying
Yeah,
Doma
right.
was before us.
That's right. Doma, yeah.
And it was like, that's when I figured out I didn't know anything about the restaurant business. I knew how to be a cook and a chef, but I didn't know all the aspects.
management
Of it.
and
It's like
everything.
busy. We're doing like a lot of covers, but then not making any money.
Yeah.
So then I went to the casino. After that, I sold that to those guys, Scratch, and then ended up going to the casino. Worked really closely with the CFO, and we ended up doing a lot of great stuff out there. So,
Well, you seem to have figured it out.
Yeah.
Figured it out now. It just took a try. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't appreciate it unless you mess up real bad.
Yeah, it takes a little while, but you get there. You did it.
Well, we appreciate the fact that you are feeding this community.
Yeah.
well,
Great.
Yeah, I love to be here. I mean, that's really when I graduated from culinary school. You know, you had to go to Portland or Seattle and New York. You know, some of these bigger cities, and my idea was like, because there wasn't really a great wasn't really that great restaurants here, you know, in Coeur d'Alene and Spokane.
No.
Right.
And so I was like, well, maybe if I stay, I can make a difference and change some things.
Yeah.
And eventually it changed.
and now we've got lots of
Lots
great,
of great
lots of great
restaurants,
places.
which is
yeah.
awesome.
So, do you have a favorite chef that you like
That inspires you,
that
maybe?
inspired you?
I don't know. Like when I was in culinary school, it was probably Thomas Keller. Is a French Laundry in Napa Valley, and so he takes like kind of comfort food, classic foods, and changes them into really upscale stuff. So I've always loved that style. I mean, he's probably and he's like really well known for his like cleanliness and, you know, the way he organizes the kitchen and the way he behaves. He's not like a maniac,
That's
you know,
great.
like the old school way where people are yelling
Not
in your
like
face.
that idiot that's on TV.
Gordon
that's yelling.
Ramsay.
Yeah.
Even Gordon Ramsay's kitchen isn't like that. I've been there to London, and he doesn't act like that. So
It's
Oh,
just
really?
for the
quiet.
show.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Oh, it's just for the
It's
show.
It's just part of the show.
All right.
Drama. Oh,
That's very old school stuff, and I'm glad it doesn't happen like that. Really, when I was coming up, it was kind of like that, and chefs throw saute pans at your head and yell at you and cuss you and scream in your face.
I worked at a
And
few.
that doesn't happen anymore.
But we don't have that anymore. So.
No,
That's good.
I gave up restaurant business.
Well, you know, when
a
I
few
first
years
moved
ago.
here, the Scratch, Collective Kitchen,
Yeah.
all those restaurants that used to be Pioneer Pies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Boy, have we come a long
We
way.
have.
Before that, it was Tanglewood.
Tangledwood.
Tanglewood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
which is a really good restaurant.
That was
Yeah, I
good.
remember Tanglewood.
Yeah, there's
too.
that that's been a lot of places.
I know it
It was
has.
Tanglewood for a while.
It was.
Yeah.
I remember that one. Oh,
Anyway.
did you see the movie Chef?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was pretty good.
I know it is pretty good.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you, the one this year, right?
Oh
one
no.
where he's got the food truck.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm thinking of the one at the food truck.
oh, I'm thinking.
Oh, you're
of-
talking about the HBO one.
It's intense.
The menu.
Menu.
The menu.
Oh, the menu.
Oh my
It's
god.
so funny.
Not seen that. Is that good?
It's bizarre.
It's bizarre. I think it's like sort of
It's kind of a
satire.
It's definitely
especially
dark.
if you're in the restaurant business. You're like, oh god, this is so funny because it's just a chef being really like
It's-
crazy and
Yeah.
It's dark.
Wow.
Dark satire.
especially if you've eaten at like Michelin places and like really high end restaurants. Like chefs totally like that sometimes. Kind of prima donna.
it's
Yeah, it's
funny.
Well,
pretty
if you
funny.
haven't seen the movie Chef,
I have. I have
Okay.
seen that one
That
too.
one's
But I
a
was
really good
thinking of the other one because it
Yeah.
was so bizarre. I was
Yeah.
like,
There's a really good one on Hulu. I can't think of the name of it, but with Remy. Anyway, he's just a
yeah.
line cook, but he's super good.
Right.
yeah. Oh, it's fun.
well, it's fun. It's fun to talk about food, and it makes me hungry, and now I
It
want to
does.
go
Yeah, I know.
somewhere to eat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many places.
Right?
Let's just name them one more time.
Okay.
Go to Gilded Unicorn,
In Spokane.
Baba, in Spokane, or
in Kendall Yards.
and
then
then
Yards Brunchin.
Yep.
yeah, and España.
España. Yeah.
Yes, and let's see what else
And
is
Frances.
Frances
in Prairie
in
District.
Prairie
Yes,
District.
and then
Laughing Dog in Sandpoint.
Sandpoint, Republic and Post Falls, and Honey Eatery and Social Club in Coeur d'Alene.
And then the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Coeur d'Alene
Don't forget the
Casino.
Chinook because
Yep.
Yeah.
they have good food.
Well, it's just fun to go up there sometimes, you
It's
know, and
just
just like
fun.
go up there and
Yeah.
make a small staycation. It's
Right.
a beautiful hotel. A beautiful hotel up there, and the spa's
It
amazing.
is. Oh,
Yeah.
I know. The spa is amazing.
Golf course if you're into that.
Exactly.
It's hard to beat.
There's so much
Yep.
fun.
Well, we know that the award that means the most to you was the Cajun cook-off.
Oh yeah. That's when I bring it with me everywhere. It's in my car.
That's funny. the best award
Yes,
ever.
the best award ever.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my god.
Anyway, well, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thanks for
coming
having
down.
me.
Yeah, this was great.
It was
Yeah.
great.
It is an art. Food is an art. It's
Oh,
a
for
skill,
sure.
and there's nothing better when you have something that is so good, and you
Yeah.
go, I can't wait to have that again.
Right.
Yeah,
And I
mean,
don't think
it kind of bounces back and forth, between the craft and the skill and the art. But it all, really, it's really difficult to get that out, to your customers and say, this is what I'm. It's a really intimate thing. You're like part of their celebrations and anniversaries and birthdays, and so
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing part to be a part of.
Yeah.
That's what I love about
pretty cool.
hospitality.
You bet.
Yep.
And there's nothing better than a good drink and a great meal.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
That's what
Or
I
a
love.
good eggs Benedict.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that too. And they have brunch. Or go to Honey for breakfast too.
Yep.
I have.
It's delicious too.
have.
Oh, see, we have things in Coeur d'Alene.
Yep.
We do.
Dang it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Thank you
Yeah. Love being
again.
Yeah.
part of this and part of this
Excellent.
community.
Yay. So I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie. And whatever you do today, hey, why don't you go out and eat?
Yeah.
Have a good meal.
Go have a good meal from a great chef.
That's right. And also be creative. Have a great day.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is a program of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and is sponsored by NIA, North Idaho Alliance, a woman-based leadership organization designed to inspire, uplift, and impact your community and lives. And Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee.